this is a mold from the leaf. Originally, the leaf was sculpted in clay. And on this particular leaf, what I did is I made a plaster negative. On most of the pieces, we use a rubber mold, and I'll show you what that consists of. But here we made a plaster negative, and then into this plaster, which is a guarded secret, we don't tell anybody, water, aqua. You soak the mold in water, make it totally wet, saturate it. Take it out of the water, then put your wax in. The wax hits the mold, the water makes a condensation of heat, whatever, and makes it separate and shrinks the wax. And you can pull the wax right out. But if you would pour wax in this right now, you'll never get it out. My son did that with one of the molds that I have here. This is the wax. Okay. So now we put this wax in there, and this wax was set in this way, okay? And now in front here we have kind of, foliage of some sort, okay? And now this wax will go to the foundry, and then they make a new mold off of this. They make a two-piece mold, and what they'll do is burn this wax out of the mold. So what they do is at about 1400 degrees, the wax melts right out of the mold. And the cavity that you would have inside the mold is only the thickness of your wax. So whatever the thickness of your wax will be the thickness of your bronze. So once everything is melted out, you have the cavity, the molten bronze, which is like water at that point, except 2000 degrees, is poured in, and it fills in and fills up the inside of the mold. Once the mold is full, they pull the cup away, they don't pour any more in, and they let it cool. Then with a hammer and chisel, they break the mold off, and voila,
That's what remains.
you have this in bronze. Then they clean it up and do little things with it. And you'll have this entire leaf in bronze, same thickness.
What made you start?
Well, my father was a sculptor, and I was born, basically almost born in a studio. No, I was born in a hospital like most normal kids, and back in Budapest. And my father was a sculptor artist, and spent all my living days with him, in the studio, and it's part of my life, always was. I never really ever had a job, so I wouldn't even know what it would be to go to work for anyone.
That's wonderful.
Outside of Uncle Sam, I did go to work for him. I was in the Army for a while when I got drafted back in the 60s.